Hello everybody, this is Elliot from ETJ English. I am your British pronunciation teacher on YouTube. Now today we're talking about a kind of touchy topic in the world of spoken English, pronunciation. We're talking about informal contractions. Informal contractions. So what is this firstly? Well, if I was going to say going to, occasionally I might say gonna. And this is something which a lot of native speakers do. It's much more common in American English because there are lots of different variations. But in the UK we have a particular few which are quite common. Some people use them a lot. Some people use them a little bit sometimes, like me. And some people never use them. Okay? It's not considered good to use them in correct speech or formal speech. The important word here in informal contractions is the word informal. They're informal, okay? So we're not going to use them if we're talking to our boss, and we're not going to use them if we're talking to the Queen, right? But when we're in a natural, relaxed, casual conversation, informal conversation with maybe a friend or a family member, then sometimes I think it's okay to relax those two words, for example, going to becoming gonna. I think that's fine to do in an informal conversation sometimes, okay? So the main reason I'm teaching you this today is actually to help you with your listening. If you understand informal contractions, then you won't have any problems if you come to visit the UK or the United States, because I guarantee you, if you came to England and you spoke to a native speaker, it's quite likely that you would hear an informal contraction in conversation, because some people, like I said, they do use them a lot. So it's good to know them. And if you want to use them, like I said, only in an informal conversation or very relaxed conversation with a friend where you're talking fast and you want to relax some words. So now I've cleared that up, let's talk about some of the most common informal contractions in British English. Number one, wanna. For example, if I'm trying to organise something with one of my friends, the correct way of me saying this would be, do you want a coffee? But the informal contraction way would be, do you want a coffee? So even do you becomes do you. Do you want a coffee? So just remember, want a becomes wanna. So let's practice it in one more situation where wanna is replacing want to. Correct way? I want to go shopping tomorrow. Informal way, I want to go shopping tomorrow. I want to go shopping tomorrow. So the reason we're doing this is because, number one, we're in an informal conversation. Number two, we're talking fast, and sometimes it's just a little bit easier to change it. You don't have to do this, like I said, but it's good for your listening. Next one, going to becoming gonna. For example, the correct way, I was going to tell you something. The informal contraction way, I was gonna tell you something. I was gonna tell you something. You know, let's say I'm having a lesson with a student who I'm very, very relaxed with, okay? Maybe we're good friends. I could say, today I'm gonna teach you about phrasal verbs. Instead of, today I'm going to teach you about. Because I'm more relaxed with that student and I'm talking fast, maybe I will use that informal contraction, gonna, for going to. But it depends. Really depends. But it's not the correct way of speaking, okay? It's informal. Now this one, please, I really don't recommend that you use this one. It's not considered very good to use this next one, which is Init, which replaces isn't it. But a lot of people do use it in the UK, so you need to understand it, okay? So for example, if it's cold outside today, I could say, it's cold today, isn't it? Or, informal contraction, it's cold outside today, innit? It's cold outside today, innit? So what I'm doing there is, instead of saying isn't it, asking for them to agree, I'm doing it in a more informal way, innit? This one is considered to be used more by people from particular areas of the UK, not bad areas, but it's also considered to be used by those who are maybe not so well educated. so I don't particularly recommend it. So if I need someone to just wait for me, maybe I need to get my coat on before I leave my house and my friend is waiting for me, I could say, in a very polite way and normal way of speaking, can you give me a second? Can you give me a second? But I could say, can you give me a sec? Can you give me a sec? So firstly, give me is becoming gimme. Second is becoming sec. Now this is a very common abbreviation that we do in the UK. Second becomes sec. Give me a sec. See you in a sec. Once again, informal. Okay? Only use it with people that you're comfortable with, relaxed with, and not someone that you would be having a formal conversation with. Okay, I think it's quite straightforward now. Contractions, informal contractions are for informal use only. Be careful with them. You don't want to give the wrong impression. They're much more common in American English, just remember that. And also, you will hear people use them here, so it's more useful to understand them rather than to use them. So that's the lesson on informal contractions. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget, I have recently released the British pronunciation program on etjenglish.com. Now this is a pronunciation course which is going to teach you everything you need to know about pronunciation and how to do it. It gives you all the techniques. If you like pronunciation, if you want to improve your general spoken English as well with phrasal verbs, expressions, then that course is really going to help you. So head over to etjenglish.com if you want to start improving your spoken English now. But nevertheless, I will still see you next Thursday. Take care, guys. Cheers. Love you. Bye.